Welcome back to This Is Why We Watch Movies. I'm Brian.
And I'm Landon.
And today we have another fantastic episode for you because we have a guest. What's your name, bud?
Hi, I'm Dason.
Dason is a friend of ours, friend of the show, longtime listener, first time guest, I suppose.
Yes, that's correct.
And we're going to be talking about movies with him. So, I don't know. Do you want to introduce yourself any further than that?
I guess I'll just say that I am the MA side of film, which for the non-cinephiles out there means that I do not make movies. My entire thing is watching them and talking about them. So this should be my bag, hopefully.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough, I say. Is Dason, can you try your mic again?
Yes. Testing.
Okay, I think I fixed that. Okay.
Okay.
I was hearing a weird bloom, and I think it was the mic over in the corner.
I think it was too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully it was.
Cool.
Anyways, so we can just go ahead and break into the review, I suppose.
Sure.
This week we're going to be talking about Mickey 17. So, yeah, Landon, do you have your handy dandy? Synopsis?
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me.
You're supposed to have it pulled up. You have one job.
This is honestly the first time in so long that I have not had it ready. So
I cannot believe this.
I'm sorry, I distracted you.
okay,
Dason, don't apologize for him.
Honestly, this is very good. All right. Mickey 17, known as an expendable, goes on a dangerous journey to colonize an ice planet.
Wait,
Yes.
that's it.
That's it.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
is-
show.
That is what
That's
it's
it.
about.
I love very like succinct like synopses.
I
It's
feel
very
like
nice.
it barely began to describe it.
Yeah. Which is probably a good way to see it, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. And like the trailer especially barely began to describe it, and I think that was one of the better parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't hate it.
You don't?
No.
Do you in fact like it?
I thought it was a film.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I should say this. To be fair, I think it's like there's two very distinct like Bong Joon Ho style films.
Yes.
He's got his like sci-fi stuff, Snowpiercer, Oak Job, and now this, and then the other side, which is like Parasite, Mother, Memories of Murder. I think I prefer that more.
Same. I'm not that big on the two sci-fi films of his that I have seen. Spoilers for my thoughts on this one. But when I say I'm not big on them, I'll unpack that as we go.
I say that, but I gave this a pretty high score.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get there, but
When I say I'm mid on something, I always immediately am like, we gotta break that down. I don't exactly mean I'm mid on it.
right.
No, but that is the thing. Like, there is a distinction between his two films that everybody calls the artsy side, which is the Parasite, and then there's the sci-fi side, which is the Mickey 17 and the Snowpiercer and all that. So, like, that was the thing going into this film, was people were already placing it on that sci-fi side and then saying, like, oh, there's no way it can be good. It's not a Parasite-like film.
Well, to be fair, the lowest ranking film of his that I have is 4 stars.
Yeah, so
Which to me, like,
that's what I'm trying to say. A bad Bong Joon Ho for me is like, it's still pretty good.
yeah.
Pretty good. Anyways, we normally break into our pros about the film. I forgot to make notes, which is usually Landon's move.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I think
Didn't
Dason,
really need to
as
call
our,
me out on that, but
as
that's
our
okay.
guest. Well, the people that watch the show know,
Okay.
but the people that listen don't know that. Dason, as our guest, you go ahead and go first.
All right. I do actually have my notes prepared.
Good job.
I was told beforehand, so prepared some notes. Starting off with the pros, I suppose. So I want to say, I think my biggest pro for the movie was the CGI and the special effects. I thought that the two on-screen Pattinsons, I thought they looked really good. And this is especially coming after we literally saw a trailer in the movie for 2 other films with doubles, the De Niro film and the Michael B. Jordan film.
Yeah.
And I could just tell in the trailer that I did not like the look of the De Niro film. Like, I could already tell I didn't like them together. They were already trying to hide them on screen together. So I was already, like, instantly turned off of that one. But we get into this, and, like, they don't hide away from putting the double Pattinsons on screen. And,
No.
and it looks seamless when they do, honestly.
It does.
I couldn't, without, like, obviously knowing that that is Robert Pattinson, you cannot tell that's the same person and it's not two people standing together.
I would be shocked if they did like a CG double. It looks like they just did double exposure for almost all of that.
I think so, yeah.
I think you're right. But
That is like one of the bonuses of the film, though. Is it's not like in The Flash where one of the Ezra Millers just looks not like Ezra Miller.
we do not quote, not The Flash. I can't bring up The Flash when discussing Mickey 17.
Yeah. I think it also helps that, like, Pattinson is playing the two characters in such drastically different ways. That's also, like, huge when it comes to that as well, that I don't think you needed for them to explain to you which one it was. Just when they started talking, you knew exactly who was who.
Exactly. And there was a slight difference in their hair that I really liked, where like 18 had it kind of like down more, and then 17 had like this wild spray. So you can kind of tell it's what a lot of films do. Like they'll give one of the clones an injury or something on one side.
Which they do at one point.
They do. And you know you're going to get that. But like I enjoyed the subtlety of it at first.
The subtlety.
The subtlety.
The subtlety.
I forgot to put it into Do Not Disturb and just got an email. I was like, what did it say?
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Anyways, also, are you hearing a weird breathing noise?
Yeah.
I think back up from your mic some. I'm not sure if that's what it is. But it could be that one. I think, hold on. I'm sorry, folks that are watching. I have to do this. Okay, that one is on. So I did turn off that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but it's freaking me out.
It's Mickey 19.
Mickey 19 is with us.
I don't know. It's very strange. But yeah, I don't know.
The unborn Mickey 19.
Anyways, friends, that's how you know our show is real and authentic, is that we don't cut this out. This is part of the program.
You have to watch this too.
You can skip all you want, but it's here. Anyways, yeah, I agree. There's a good like way that they use the doubles, and I think Pattinson does embody the characters, at least 17 and 18, very differently. To like, he's not just playing a copy of the same character. They are different. So I love that.
And I do want to say just about the CGI, the creepers looked incredible all the way through. I didn't see a bad moment.
I like the creepers. I thought that they looked like tardigrades, and then when I was reading about it, they were supposed to be giant tardigrades, and I was like, okay, cool.
See, so
it
works. That's how it works.
They did it.
Yeah. No, I think that like as well with the setting, even though this is, I guess we don't see much of Earth, but from the couple of glimpses that we have, and then also on the ship, the world building in this is very strong because it's like everything feels lived in. Everything feels like it's been in space for 4 years, but the ship also feels like it's already deteriorating before they got on it. Like it's because it took so long to find a crew. And so I don't know. I just really appreciated that. And that's also something I think with Snowpiercers, it has like that same gritty science fiction feeling, almost like a 70s film to a large extent.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that. I do think that they do rely a touch too much on voiceover for world building because I think that they did a good enough job without it. That's wild. Okay. They did a good enough job without it to, then they just kind of like used it as a crutch by the end.
Yeah,
It's
please go.
Sorry, I forgot you were here.
No, I can definitely see that. When we were watching at the beginning, I was like, I'm not sure how I like this, like, start him in a situation. Oh, bet you're wondering how I got here. And then back up and do the whole thing. But I do enjoy it. While I didn't like love that delivery, I do love the way they gave us exposition, where it didn't feel like it was just being like inserted in, and it didn't feel like a dump of exposition. Like it kind of felt like in that flashback we were naturally learning, and by the end of it I felt like I had everything I needed to like go forward into the film.
I think that you could have done that entire expository segment because forgive me if I'm wrong, but it feels like it was about half an hour before the title card even popped up.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was.
I think that you could have done that entire segment without the voiceover, and the story still would have played out about the same for me. Because I like starting in media res and then working your way back up to something. But I don't know. I think that I'm kind of against the voiceover for this one, which is random for me.
I have to offer an MA thought on the voiceover, so excuse me.
Here we go.
Yeah, lowly MFA over there.
Yeah, but my reason for not hating the voiceover, actually liking the voiceover, is I feel like in terms of the story, it's like setting up this inner voice that he has. That like this inner voice in the voiceover, it sounds like 17. It's not necessarily saying the same thing 17 says out loud. And then we get 18, who we learn is the embodiment of this inner voice. So in a way, this voiceover you're hearing at the beginning is kind of the introduction of 18 and kind of a way to connect that theme throughout the film.
I can see that, yeah. Yeah. It definitely gives him more agency compared to the other Mickeys, because otherwise it would feel like that's one continuous character, whereas 17 is supposed to be like his own thing. So, yeah, I can see both sides of it, but in terms of my enjoyment, it was rivaling like the theatrical cut of Blade Runner for the amount of exposition, which
is
was
impressive.
crazy.
That's impressive.
Because I don't like the theatrical cut of Blade Runner at all.
No, me neither.
And then we found out she wasn't going to expire like the rest of them. He had her made special.
Was that supposed to be
Rick Deckard?
No,
That's
This is a terrible Harrison Ford.
I was gonna say that's bad. I don't know who that was
It
supposed to be.
started off with like some purpose and some power.
and then I
took off
lost
at
it
the
because
end.
I was
Yeah.
starting to laugh.
Purpose is a really good way to put it. Actually, I like
I
that.
had the purpose
Yeah.
of annoying people.
That's you were great at that. Yeah.
Yes, you do. You execute that well.
Yeah,
Every
spot on.
day. Every day. Yeah.
What else? What else you guys got?
I really like the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
I think it uses like, it has like your traditional science fiction sounding score, but it also incorporates like big band style music quite frequently, which is an interesting choice. It's not quite the same thing, but it reminds me of how like in The Martian they use ABBA for a large portion of the diegetic soundtrack, because they just have him listening to ABBA on Mars, which is funny. It's not quite in that level, but it's like, again, a sense of what culture is moved towards and how people listen. And it kind of goes along with like, there's a very heavy theme of like the religious right having taken over the government in this film. Mm-hmm. And well, I'm sure we'll talk about that more in a bit, but also that influences the type of music that they actually sing diegetically in the film. And even more so, I think that influences why we're hearing older music for what they would listen to in general, is because that's what's not censored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it very interesting and weird in a way that this character that Mark Ruffalo is playing is a weird mix of Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yep.
And this was made 2 years ago. Before that was like a thing. But it's very weird how on the nose that description of like, if you just mash those two people together, that's kind of the person you're getting. And it's very strange to me.
Yeah, it is. That's actually, I'll touch on that more later in my final thoughts, because I talk about the like a Ruffalo Trump comparison. But I really loved that he wasn't like just full on Trump, and it wasn't just like, hey guys, this is a Trump copy, like ha ha ha. He had his own mannerisms where it was a moment where you could say, okay, I could compare him to Trump, or I could just take him as this character and let it go like that.
That's crazy. It goes on for too
Go on
long.
for too long.
Can you not stop it once you start it?
Did you just cricket me?
I did, yeah.
Did I just get cricketed?
You just got cricketed, yeah. We also
Excuse
have,
me?
yeah. Keep talking.
But I don't know what I want.
I can just censor
Okay.
you.
Yeah, no, I don't think I want to.
That's what they want to do to us.
That's wild.
I think he did it to me. I know. I think I'm done. I think I'm just gonna.
I thought it'd be funny if I threw crickets on while you were talking about important things.
Only
that
one
was
of
good.
Only one of us is the fascist of this podcast, and we figured out who it is.
It's not me. Not me.
Interesting.
Sounds like something a fascist would say.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Only one of us has been censoring people speaking today, so it's kind of wild how that works out.
Yeah.
He's got his hand on the button. I'm scared.
Yeah, now he's got his. I hate you, dude. I can't stand you.
Yeah.
Oh, but I will say I do like Mark Ruffalo's performance in this a lot.
Yes.
I'm really into this new thing that in the past couple
love it.
years. he's really leaning into like the goofy of it, and like he did the same thing in Poor Things. I think he was very good in that too. I like it when he does this. It's so different from what he's been doing recently.
Well, and I think when you look at his career, he was going to give up, like in the industry, he was going to retire quite young, actually. And then he kind of came back, and then he landed The Hulk, which is like a role of a lifetime to an extent. But I think he's just like bored of making like run-of-the-mill rom-coms and action movies. And so I perceive it that he is trying to have fun with his craft. And when you look at like the movies he chooses to make, he's kind of on track to become something like Nicolas Cage eventually, if that's even possible.
Interesting. I mean, that's hard. And I think when you see something like The Surfer,
Well,
nothing is more exciting to me right now than watching this movie.
This is true. He can't become full on Nicolas Cage, but I definitely see what you're saying. Like going on this trend of like a taken seriously but goofy actor, in a way. And I agree with you, Landon. I love him going on this trend of this type of character. I've been talking about how this is pretty much just his Poor Things character. If he was like given a ship to lead and a new colony to colonize. If he just wants to come back with this type of character in every movie from now on, I don't think I could complain.
But to be fair, I think I say that now, but he's also the two people that he worked with while doing this character. It's like you're working with Yorgos, and then you're working with Bong Joon Ho.
Yes,
doesn't get much better than that.
That's true.
So it's like it could come across as just
which also means he might be sought after.
Maybe.
For this type of role by these prominent directors.
I'm here for it.
That's something else too.
You got to be sought after for something.
That's true. That's true.
Don't we all just want to be sought after?
I want Mr. Darcy to come through the fields of England looking for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. In the morning fog.
Cue the Pride and Prejudice music.
I just want him to walk up and be like, "You have bewitched me, body and soul." That's what I want.
All right.
But like in a creative partnership kind of way.
Okay. Sure.
I want to get the sad sock puppets back together.
Okay. Spoilers. Anyways, back to the movie at hand. Negatives. I think we can go around and talk about it. I think that, like, again, the performance is fantastic all around.
Yes.
But if there's anything that we dislike aside from the voiceover, now is our time to air it as a grievance.
Yeah.
I had one thing. Like, if I have to find a con for the movie, I have one thing where I do think the sound mixing is very weird in some places. I like the use of the directional sound. I think in some scenes it's like really extreme where it kind of throws me off. And then I did notice that in some scenes the score can overpower like some side comments, some side chatter. I missed like a few of especially a lot of when Toni Collette is talking. I missed a few of her lines, I think, because of the score.
Yeah, I think that the sound design worked for me for the most part, but there were a couple moments where it was a bit overpowering, and it could even just be that it was made for, like, that could have come through an IMAX and not in a standard theater. That's kind of my guess.
Very true. Very true.
But no, that definitely mixing issues. That's 100% a thing. Yeah, I think outside of the narration bits, I think that I thought that the epilogue was just a bit too much. I like it when movies just kind of like have their ending, and this was almost like a Return of the King-esque ending in that there kept being something and it kept going. And like, I know that we get some closure with Mickey, but also like, why can't movies just end like a Nora or like, I don't know, just it ends. And you're like, it's done. Let's go. You know, It just kept like going.
See, I had a problem with the ending, but it had nothing to do with it continuing to go on.
Maybe it's just I had to go to the bathroom. I don't really know.
I don't know. Mine, I think, is more just. I think that Bong Joon Ho has a very like optimistic outlook on how things are going to turn out that I just personally don't have. So I don't know. Maybe it's the nihilist in me that I'm like, it's all too happy. It's all just like, the
nihilist.
It becoming Mickey Barnes again. It's like, that's,
I think it would have been. I was really hoping that he would die. This is probably just like a weird anecdote, but the trailer is like his severed head on the snow, if I'm not mistaken. Not the trailer, the poster.
Really?
At least he's buried to the neck in the snow, and it kind of looks like his head's just poking out of the snow. Huh. Which I thought at some point a variant of Mickey would end up being beheaded. And so when they're going to have him
there the whole time, like, where's the beheading?
Full on spoilers now, so if you don't want that, skip ahead. When he's blowing up the people printer, I thought that part of it was going to ricochet back and kill them all. And I was like, that would have been the most satisfying ending to this movie for me.
No, I'm with you. I thought somebody was going to die when he pressed that button.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to full circle.
But it's like, that would have been like the irony of it. It's like, oh, we can't reprint anyone because we just blew it up, but now we're also dead.
Yeah, but I don't know. Again, to me, it's like...
So maybe I do want Bong Joon Ho to embrace nihilism. I don't know.
And not even necessarily embrace nihilism, but I feel like it's very strange that, the fascists kind of went out so fast.
Yeah.
Like, this was their ship. It wasn't even like...
Exactly.
I don't know.
Another reading of it is no less of the fascists went out and more of like maybe Nasha and the other people became the fascists.
I mean, that's definitely possible. I do think I think I understand where he's coming from. It's when the working class works together, you can take out these overlords in a way. But to me, it's like, in reality, I don't think it works that way. As much as we would love it to.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I know a lot of people dislike that it's a rehash, to especially Episode 7, of previous events. But also, that feels logical and like kind of what would happen in this situation is like, you tear down an empire, you blow up their big weapon, you think you've won, and then there's hubris in the government because you're like, oh, we've taken care of the problem, and then they come back with a bigger weapon just 30 years later. Like, we've seen that happen between World War I and World War II, and, in other conflicts perhaps. And I just think that, like, there's an element of truth in history repeating like that Star Wars actually does hit on with the sequel trilogy that a lot of people don't seem to give it credit for. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I agree. Like, the fascists wouldn't just go away after, like, one person's overthrown. There's going to be a power vacuum, and this movie is just not interested in exploring any of that.
Yeah.
Which is for time.
I mean, again, I do appreciate it's like, Bong Joon Ho's continuing to promote class consciousness, and I think it's all great. I just think that, in this particular situation, I'm like, I am a nihilist, I guess, and just feel like it ends, too neat.
It's almost a movie that plays like it's in a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like,
maybe
it gives you that little, like, that hint of world building where you know what's going on, but then it focuses on this one guy. And then, I can see this, like, fairy tale ending does feel a little bit out of place with the rest of it. And I do like what you said about Star Wars and the repeating history. I do think that's a very important factor, especially when you're making this film that's surface level about aliens, but on a deeper level, very clearly about a current climate. Like, it's very important to be realistic about that, I think.
Yeah.
And not to overshadow Mickey's journey either, because I do think that that's also interesting, and him, like, embracing becoming less of a pushover and standing up for himself. I do think that is important. But to me, I think the other stuff is just more prominent, and it hits you over the head with that stuff a little bit harder, that it does kind of overshadow that a little bit.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Overall, though, I think that, like, the question that I used to ask myself, my rating scale has changed. On the show, we use 5 stars. Mm-hmm. On Letterboxd, I technically do, but it's more of like you really hate this, Landon.
I do. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
It's not like Star Wars. It was kind of like Star Wars. And it's actually Star Wars.
I was thinking the whole screening, especially when we got to just Icy Planet last 30 minutes, I was like, oh, this is Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is like Star Wars.
I think that you could ascribe that to it. honestly, which is interesting. But overall, yeah, I'm interested in what the novel was. I know that we're not talking about the novel, but it's titled Mickey 7. So they added 10 deaths for the movie, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious, like, what more the world building is like, and how all that's fleshed out, because you can tell that they're sourcing that in at least a bit, or I would hope so.
Yeah.
But then you look at other adaptations of science fiction books, like Blade Runner, and the movie is nothing like the novel. In the novel, they're like worshiping like animals, and they have like mood organs. That's crazy. Yeah. Crazy. So anyways, do you have any other final thoughts about the film? I know our pros and cons were kind of jumbled because I didn't write them down, but as they came to me.
I guess the only thing that I would say is, I know we touched on this at the beginning, but most of the negative criticism I've heard of this film is that there were a lot of people that were like, oh, it holds your hand, like it helps you get the message. And I didn't really get that. I did not think this was a very obvious film. I mean, there are obvious interpretations that you can draw, but it's not like the film never comes out and says like, this is a fascist dictator who is taking over the country. Like, look out, wink, wink. Like, I think it separates itself nicely.
I think I can really see it both ways, because I do think it is very heavy-handed. But in a way that I don't personally mind that, though. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm a fan of the Adam McKay stuff, and that stuff is just on the nose.
Adam McKay is, if you want to look at, like, weird trajectories of filmmakers, how did we get to the current climate of Adam McKay?
I don't know.
Because, like, if you showed me Anchorman or Talladega Nights, and you're like, this guy's going to go make a biopic about Dick Cheney, I wouldn't believe you.
Oh, yeah. What a time.
Which, of course, I think both of us are pretty good fans of Vice. How do you feel about Vice?
I'm a Vice fan. I like Vice.
Vice fan. There you go.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. And I think that another thing with this one is it doesn't lean too far into satire, and I think it could have leaned a bit further into it, which is a weird complaint, because clearly it's a dark comedy in several places.
To be fair, I think if it leans any farther, it's going to be Megalopolis.
Wow. That's so
fair. Which we both didn't hate nearly. Yeah, I think we both gave it positive review. But I do think that like a big problem with that was it was tonally just so weird.
Yeah,
like, it just didn't work. And I think this one like toes the line a lot better.
I remember in the theater the whole time I was watching, I was like, bugs, alien planet, colonization. We're just watching Starship Troopers. But like instead of it being like about the bigger troops and captains, it's simply about the janitor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's fair.
I think Starship Troopers is an interesting one that does go fully over the satire line to the point of being like a parody of society. I don't know. I would have liked to know a bit more of what was going on externally from just Mickey and I forgot his friend's name, Tome, regarding the like political or like entertainment or society of Earth at that point, because all we know is that they thought macaroons were going to be the burger of the future, and that's like basically it.
Yeah,
give me more.
Give me more.
Give me more.
One last thing before moving on. I do think that Stephen Yeun and Toni Collette were drastically underused. I would have loved to have seen more from both of them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't ruin anything for me. It's just like looking back on it, I'm like, man, like Stephen Yeun is such a good actor. I feel like he's constantly being underused.
No, I definitely agree with that. And I think Toni Collette stole the show in most scenes that she was in.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yeah. Would you have tried her sauce?
No.
The first time she mentioned sauce, I was like, okay, I like sauce. And then we saw her making sauce, and I was like, I don't want this.
I don't like sauce.
Because that's not sauce. That is a puree, and I need to call Bong Joon Ho and like argue.
Yeah, okay.
It's not okay.
Now that you brought up the sauce, can we talk about what was that one line she says where it's like the sauce is the mark of being rich or something, or like sauce is the mark of status.
Yeah, it was something strange like that. I was like, I don't know where she's
that was like
talking
my
about, but
favorite line in the movie. Just this obsession with sauce was killing me.
Yeah, it was very strange.
I'm a big fan of sauce.
I do like a sauce,
yeah,
but it is a commodification.
But that was not a sauce. That was a meat puree.
I mean, it's a sauce.
No. It's a puree. There's a
Puree
difference.
is the type of sauce.
When I was a child, my mother banned ketchup from the house and got tomato sauce and said that it's the same thing. It's not.
why
You put some sugar in there. It's
why ban ketchup
Sugar.
if you
We were doing a no sugar thing. It's she still says it was basically the same to this day.
Oh,
She's like, let's just dip our French fries in tomato sauce.
Glenda, if you're watching, I don't think I agree. They're not the same thing for sure.
no, I don't think.
Anyways,
I can agree with
that's
that.
so I don't know. That energy just like resonated with me because of this thing from my childhood.
Understood.
This was also the we're baking our own granola era.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not that bad. The tomato sauce was a bit much.
That's hard.
Yeah.
But anyways, if we were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5, where would we land?
I'll let y'all go first.
I think I'm at a 4.5.
I'm at a 4.
I'm at a 5.
Well, the official podcast rating's 4.5 then, so
Yeah, look
we
at
did
that.
it, boys. Actually, we don't have to factor in Dason's. We could just do 4.25.
You don't have to. No.
I'm kidding. We
No,
will.
It is.
It's 4.5.
It is an MA scale. It's an entirely separate scale from yours. I consider entirely
It's a more,
different.
it's a
and
more
complicated
elevated
things.
scale.
Exactly.
Elevated scale.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
wearing a shirt that says Elevate right now.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Something that I've been trying to do, Letterboxd, if you're listening, I sent you an email, customer support, not that long ago, maybe 5-6 months. And I asked a question. I said, hey, I have a podcast. We're trying to grow up our listening base. We would love an HQ page on Letterboxd. And you never responded. You never acknowledged the email.
That's disrespectful.
What's the deal with that letterbox?
What's the deal?
We use
I
it
mean,
every day.
I'm a patron.
Yep.
I pay that subscription fee. Well,
I'm not on the podcast.
he's not on the podcast normally, so he's not part of the crew.
We are both patrons, actually. Yeah.
With patrons, I just, I'd appreciate it, mainly because I want to aggregate he and Landon and I's scores onto
Yeah.
a different page
Makes sense.
for our 50 listeners. So, anyways, if you ever hear this, please email me back. Thank you.
That'd be great.
Thank you, Letterboxd.
Anyways, cool. Well, it's my understanding that you have prepared a second segment for us today, Landon.
I have. I'm going to turn my screen so you can't see me.
Do I need to have something to write with?
If you would like to keep score, that'd be good.
Okay.
So I'll explain the game. So we are going to do a movie release here, a movie release game, and we're going to have 3 films from each year. Not each year, but a lot of years since 1995. I'm going to give you 1 film at a time. If you can get it on the first film, I'm going to pick the most obscure out of the 3. Then you'll get 3 points for that round. If you can get it into the second one, you get 2 points. If you get it in the third, you get 1 point. And then we will see who has the most points by the end. I'm very curious to see, because some of these are, I don't even know if you'll even get some of these. Maybe.
Yeah. Do we get any hints, or is it just the movie title? We have to work with that.
If we get through all 3 films from the year, and you're still not there, then we'll figure something out.
Okay.
I'll give some kind of hint.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's start with the first one. So we're gonna go. The first one is actually probably the easiest one. I'm gonna go with Battle Royale as the film. What year did Battle Royale come out?
1997.
$2003.
Okay, neither one of you were correct there. The second film, Requiem for a Dream.
I think I know. I have 2 distinct numbers in my head.
Requiem for a Dream is 2000.
That is correct. So you get
Good
2
steal.
points. You did it.
That was not one of the 2 numbers in my head, by the way.
Interesting. All right. Wow. All right. So the next one, we're going to go with the film Take Shelter for 3 points. It's supposed to be hard for the 3-point one. They get easier on the next ones.
Can we ask any questions about the film?
What year was it released?
Yeah, what year was it released?
Who directed it?
I will let you know. Hold on.
This is going to turn into 20 questions, so my bad. But
Yeah.
What is the genre?
what is the genre?
Take Shelter.
It seems like it could be a horror movie.
Okay, Jeff Nichols is the director,
Jeff Nichols.
which I think gives you a good time frame.
Yeah, it does. It
And,
does.
and I can tell you who stars in it: Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain.
Oh,
That changes the game.
that changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 2008?
No, you got a guess?
Can I know if it's earlier or later than
Nope.
that? Oh, damn. If it's Chastain, I want to say it's later than that. I want to say it's 2015.
It is not 2015. The second film is Drive.
Ryan Gosling Drive.
Yep.
It's 2011.
It is 2011.
Right, yeah.
You're on fire.
Yeah.
So you're up 4-0 right now. It's huge. All right. So you ready for the third year that we're going to do?
No.
Let's see. The first film is Wes Anderson's Rushmore.
That is 1998.
That
If
is
he got
correct.
that, you got that.
That is correct.
That's
How did
yours.
you get that?
That's yours.
I know things.
That's yours.
How many points?
You get 3 points.
Okay.
All right, Dason, you're going to need to step it up.
I'm trying.
You know what the third film in that one was going to be, and it had to be the third film because if not, it wouldn't have been fair. The Thin Red Line.
Okay.
Regardless. All right. Let's see. Let's go. All right. The film is The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Shout out Yorgos.
2016.
2013.
Nope. So the next film is the Safdie Brothers' Good Time.
2015.
Nope.
2008.
No.
You're in the wrong direction. I know that. So 2017.
Yes, it is.
We don't get that.
I don't think I deserve that point. Honestly.
No. I think because you already guessed on that film, it doesn't. You can only one per film. One
You
guess per
didn't
film.
explain that.
Well, from now on, you
No,
know.
I haven't been able to double guess on anything yet.
And
My
the,
bad.
the last film would have been The Disaster Artist.
2015.
That was in 2017.
I knew it was 15 or 17. I knew it was 15
All
or
right.
17.
Blue Valentine is going to be the film for the fourth year.
I know it. So I'm going to give you just a little bit of time.
It's you can give me all the time in the world. I ain't got it. 2003.
No,
2010.
it is 2010. I got to stay away from Ryan Gosling, I think, is the problem right
Ryan
now.
Gosling,
He's-
Acolyte. Even if I haven't seen it, I know when it came out.
Listen, I know Drive. I knew Drive, but he was too fast on Drive.
Okay.
But I had Drive.
I don't even know what that is. Okay, we're going to skip that one.
No.
All right.
Hit it.
Good night and good luck.
Who's the director?
No idea. Let me look it up.
Okay.
Good night and good luck. Good night and good luck.
Good night. It sounds like a news sign off.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say 1994.
No.
97.
This film was directed by George Clooney. And no, you were both incorrect.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lou.
It's probably like 2001.
2005.
It is 2005.
We need to stop guessing on the same film.
Yeah,
Give me a
I'm so sorry.
consolation point.
He gets this
I'm going
one.
to give you.
Give him the 3
I'm
points.
going to give you a mercy 3 points.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yes, from now on, if once we get past that, we'll.
Okay. I'm on the board. I'm done now. I'm good.
All right.
Can you not do that right now?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I heard it through that.
All right.
Everyone else did too.
So the film is going to be Moon. Moon.
2008.
No.
2003.
No. The next film is going to be The Road.
2007.
No.
What?
Who's the director?
Good question.
But
It stars Viggo.
It got
Viggo
Viggo
Mortensen,
Mortensen, yeah.
Okay.
based on a Cormac McCarthy novel.
He wrote No Country for Old Men.
John Hillcoat is the director.
96.
No. All right, so where are we at? Hold on. Okay. The last one, I think, is the Jason Reitman directed Up in the Air, starring George Clooney.
2011. 2009.
You know, I'm still ahead. Let's just give him 1 point.
2009.
You got it.
I love that movie.
It's such a good movie. I watched it recently.
I need to see Moon. It's on my list.
Moon is also very good, yeah. All three of those I actually think are pretty good.
Was Moon in the 90s?
No, it was
No,
all those were
2009.
2009.
Oh, okay. I'm with it.
Okay. This one's in your bag, so let's see if you get it. We'll see. Not the first one, but the second one. So the first film is A Ghost Story. David Lowery.
2003.
Interesting.
2020.
No. The second film is Blue Ruin.
It's what?
Blue Ruin. The next one you'll get, I think.
What is a Blue Ruin?
It's a revenge film. It's actually pretty good.
Feels like a 2011er.
Not quite.
2013.
It is 2013. The last was The Place Beyond the Pines.
I've never seen it.
I would have had a chance, but
But yeah. So you get 2 points.
You know what? Why don't I just give it to Dason?
That's so disrespectful.
Why don't I just give him one? Why don't I give him 1 point and me 1 point? How about that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Where you're going to go with this one. So it is going to be the film Adaptation.
2003.
No.
2004.
No. The next film is City of God.
2002.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
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 2 points.
You love all the movies that I love. Like, you jump on the ones that I know.
You're dialed in.
It's
I have to
making
say,
me mad.
like you're really close on everything.
Sometimes it's the year that the Oscars had them. Sometimes I've been given the year it was in production.
Yeah. Okay. This one's one of my favorites. This year is crazy. The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
2008.
No.
2012.
No. The next film, really, either one of these is going to give it away. No Country for Old Men.
2007.
Yes. So another 2 points down there on that end.
Congratulations.
There you go. Okay, I split it again.
That's so disrespectful. That's so crazy. All right. So we're going to go back to Wes Anderson. Let's see if you hit this one on the head like you did Rushmore, which I'm still shocked that you knew when Rushmore was released.
Me too, dude.
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
2016.
2014.
It is 2014. I'm shocked.
I'm always 2 years off. Have you noticed this?
I have. It's
On
probably because
every
you watched
guess.
it 2 years after it came
You're
out.
probably right.
Yeah.
I'm watching it when it comes out on streaming most of the time.
I have
or
to
when
say,
it comes out on demand.
I am very impressed.
I'm impressed.
I'm a Wes Anderson fan
I'm impressed.
Why?
because I can be.
I mean, you do you. It just doesn't, that doesn't really seem like.
I mean, I do feel like he influenced a lot of Jared Hess's style, so that's probably part of it.
He's much better than him. That's saying something.
They walk the same fields.
All right. So we're going to go back to Yorgos now. Let's see how deep your Yorgos bags are.
Okay.
The favorite.
2018.
God.
Yeah, this one is him.
This is bloodbath. This is not okay. All right.
I don't get time to even hear the title. You're gone.
Okay, how about this? How about I take off my headphones?
No,
and then
no,
I'll
keep
try
going.
to read his. Wait, I can still hear him.
Okay.
You're gonna talk. You're in the room.
Let's see how your Jim Darmoose knowledge is.
It's not good. It's not good. It's non-existent. Some may say.
All right. So the first film is the Jim Jarmusch film, Dead Man.
$1992.
Nope.
I don't think they can't be before 95, can they?
I don't know.
Okay. That feels like a 2004.
Not quite. Dead Man is actually very good. I would highly recommend. The next film is The Usual Suspects.
1996.
Nope.
The Usual Suspects. 98?
Not quite. The last film is Seven.
1995.
That's so crazy. That's crazy. You get 1 point. That's insane.
It was, oh my God. And that was the one I was like, it can't be before 95.
Yeah.
It was 95.
And then you said a film that was like after 95. That's crazy.
All right, I think.
Before.
All right, Dason. I think your only chance is if you get this on the first one, because the second one I think is going to give it away. The film is Sideways.
I know the answer, so I'm going to let him go. Let this man cook.
What?
I know Sideways.
I was just talking about something. Was
Stars
it you?
Paul Giamatti.
Was
It's
I
probably
just talking
me,
about it
yeah.
with you? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's one of the two. I'm going to get it wrong, but I know it's one of the two. I think it's 2003.
You are so close.
It's 2004.
Yeah, it's 2004. The second film was The Terminal. I feel like you would have gotten it on that one.
What was the third film?
Eternal Sunshine, A Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
I would have got that.
All right.
It's like the only film I can get anytime ever.
So, this one I'm very curious because this could really go either way. The first film of this year, Donnie Darko.
97.
No?
No. I don't want to take the point, though, so we can just go to the next
Take
one.
the point. Is it 99?
No.
What is it? What's the dark?
What's the next movie?
The next film is Wes Anderson, so it's all over from here.
Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2001.
I picked the wrong game. He's in his bag right now, and it's not okay. I don't like it.
Listen, like
I just want, if we went to like classic Hollywood, I think Dason would creep me.
Oh,
If we went to
100%.
French cinema,
if
he
we
would
went like
destroy
60,
me.
70 days maybe, but I have like a dyslexia with years. Like I cannot for the life of me remember if a movie came out 2 years ago, like I'll tell you Poor Things released in 2022 and think that I'm completely correct.
It didn't.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you that and think I'm completely correct. I will forget a release year like nobody's business.
All right.
You chose an anti-Dason game.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
we've got,
I'm in
let's
it.
see, we've got like 3 or 4 more, I think.
Still in it?
Yeah,
So-
I stopped logging points for myself, so.
Okay.
So the first film of this year is going to be Ex Machina.
Let me not say it so confidently, but I think that's 2003.
Really? That would not, no, not quite. Not quite.
2005?
No.
Oh, no. Wrong
All right.
decade.
I have no idea.
You got a
I
guess?
have no idea.
I don't want to take the point. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. The next one is The Witch.
Oh, it's like 2015.
It's 2015. Yep.
I just casually got The Witch. Oh, that's 2015.
Ex Machina. That
Ex Machina was 2015?
it was. Yeah. It's
yeah,
not that long
but
ago.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, Donald Gleason,
Oscar
Alicia
Isaac.
Vikander.
Yeah,
I think I'm thinking of The
Alex
Machinist.
Garland. You might be thinking of that, yeah.
And The Machinist is not Ex Machina.
All right. Pan's Labyrinth. What year did the Pan's Labyrinth release?
Dude, I've said this 1 year so many times, but I think it's actually this 1 year now. Actually, no, I don't.
I just feel bad saying it.
Do you know it?
I do. I can tell you it's the same year that Chicken Little came out.
Okay.
2003.
No.
Interesting.
It's going to be 2003 one of these times. I promise you. It was Chicken Little 2002.
No. Right, what's the next one, Landon?
I just know early.
The Fountain.
No.
What? I don't know what it is.
I've never heard of this one,
No.
but I know what year it was.
That probably should have been the first one, to be honest. But
Yeah.
would you like me to move on to the last one?
Well, I know it's the same year that X-Men The Last Stand came out.
2008.
Not quite.
2008. When the last stand?
Nope.
There's no way that was not the last.
The
stand.
last film Do you have any guess what the last film could possibly be?
Nacho Libre.
No, I'll put that on here.
It's 2006.
What's the movie?
The Prestige.
I love that movie.
You should know when it came out.
I love that movie. 2005.
No, Batman Begins came out in 2005.
Also, it's before that.
Nope. This was after that.
Prestige is after Batman Begins.
It was his first film after. It was between Batman and The Dark Knight. It came out in 2006.
I've been living in a false reality.
That's crazy.
I'm telling
It's
you.
Christopher Nolan's fifth film.
Oh, I would not have said that.
All right.
I would not have said that.
I would be very shocked if you know this one, the first one, because
Okay.
we're going back to Jim Jarmusch again. I'm a big fan. I don't know. I guess most of the people are not. The film is Patterson, starring Adam Driver.
That is 2012.
Nope. Dason, you got a guess?
2019.
Not quite. The second film is from South Korea. It is The Handmaiden by Park Chan-wook.
2017?
Nope.
2016.
It is 2016. Let's go. So 2 points for Dason to round it out. I believe that is.
I knew I was just holding on to that one.
And the
I
last
knew.
film from that year would have been The Lobster by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Le Lobster.
Yep.
All right, how about I give you a crazy year, okay?
All right.
The first film from it.
Okay.
He's going off book.
I'm just going off book. I'm going to throw this one at you, and hopefully you get it. In the Heat of the Night.
Oh, I just talked about this. We just watched this, like, not even.
I watched it
ago.
again.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm writing a paper on it.
It's 1970. Was it in the 70s? Yeah, it had to be in the 70s, right? Yeah. Let's say 1971.
Nope. Jason,
I don't know.
you got to give me a year. Just give me a year.
78.
No, neither of those. The next film is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
They came out in the same year?
They did.
Is it 73?
No.
76.
No. The final film of the three is Mike Nichols' The Graduate.
Oh. Oh.
Did I already say 78?
No, you didn't.
78.
No.
Because what am I thinking? I don't know.
The Graduate. Oh.
You can guess.
Was it 79?
No. No.
Am I even in the ballpark?
No.
Is it not 70s?
No. I never said it was 70s. I just didn't
I'm
stop
out.
you.
No, I felt like it was 70s.
I'm going to say 67.
It is 67. You got it.
Wow.
I don't know why, but
Graduate,
I guess because you're writing about Sidney Lumet for, not Sidney Lumet, Sidney
Poitier.
Poitier for
Yeah,
70s class.
Backing it up to his transition from acting to directing from the late 60s to the early 70s. So it's about his career in the 70s, but In the Heat of the Night's obviously pivotal for the start of the paper. That's how it all began. So
Yeah.
anyways, I just thought that was interesting. All three of those came out the same year,
Wow.
Interesting.
along with Casino Royale
Yes.
and 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Great year.
Great year.
Great year. Wow.
And You Only Live Twice.
You only live twice?
Yeah.
Came out the same year as Casino Royale?
Well, it's the original Casino Royale was a parody movie with
Yeah.
Peter Sellers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, or maybe it wasn't Peter Sellers, but it was someone.
Wasn't it? No, Lazenby was Secret Service.
Yeah, it wasn't a Eon produced James Bond.
Yeah,
movie.
it was.
Yeah.
It was like a knockoff because this was the one that premiered on TV, right? It was like a TV movie.
No, this is another one. There have been 3 adaptations of Casino Royale. The first one was an American film from 1954 on NBC Presents, I believe,
That's it. That's the one.
starring the character was Jimmy Bond.
That's
Jimmy
wild.
Bond, baby.
I hate that. Anyways,
Jimmy
I'm gonna stop flexing my James Bond knowledge.
Yeah, you've already flexed enough today.
Good Lord.
It's not easy being me.
Okay, that's the.
me
You know
this.
what?
It was a good game.
That is the last time I ever do a game that involves
Movie dates.
movie releases.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm always on Letterboxd, so that's why I'm like, this is crazy.
If you give me like actors, I got you. I got an actor bag.
Okay.
Years, release dates, not like any sort of like box office information. No, I don't know. But I know who was in it, and I know maybe who made it sometimes.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think that's the game.
That is the end of the game.
What have we been watching, guys?
That is a solid question. I've seen a few things since the last time we were here because it's been a minute. I went and watched My Dead Friend Zoe. It's a 2025 release. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not too crazy about it. Riff Raff, which is another 2025 release. I'm trying to hit 100 new releases. I don't know if we've talked about this.
Okay.
But so I'm having to watch basically everything that comes out. And Riff Raff is one I would probably not have watched.
Okay.
It stars Bill Murray,
Minecraft's
Pete
gonna help you hit
Davidson. No, I'm good. I'm going to skip that one. I watch Riff Raff so I don't have to watch Minecraft. But it felt like a weird, like, film school Scorsese. Like, it's very strange.
You said Bill Murray and Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
What a combination.
And what's that guy's name? Why can't I think of what his name is? Ed Harris. Which he was also in My Best Friend Zoe. So it was a weird double feature day where I watched both of them.
And Ed Harris double feature.
Yeah, in 2025.
Interesting.
It's very weird.
Interesting.
Then I watched The Nice Guys again.
Yes.
Finally bumped up to 5 stars where it deserves to be. I'm still angry, but you know,
I'm sorry.
only one person on this podcast has spoken to Shane Black, and 0 of them have asked when we're getting a Nice Guys sequel, and it's very upsetting to me.
I don't think we are.
I don't think we are either, but I would like to know that from the horse's mouth. Thank you. Then I watched the 2025 release, The Gorge, starring Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. This is bad. Like Scott Derrickson, I don't know what he was doing. It's not good.
That's sad.
I rewatched Moonlight in IMAX, which was
Yes.
fantastic in IMAX.
Very good.
Then I saw Novocaine. I gave it 3 stars. I think it's like, it is the textbook definition of mediocre action films. And then we watched Mickey 17 a couple times. Yeah. Other than that, we've been a little busy. So we've been busy making a movie. So
Making a film.
so I haven't had much time to watch. But yeah.
Yeah. What about you? This would be from February 25th forward.
February 25th forward. Okay, was that 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's been a minute since we recorded. So.
Okay, we're going to pretend this was in that frame. I watched We Live in Time. The Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh 2024
Hey,
film.
you gave it a decent rating.
I loved it. Why Must We Continue to Hurt Andrew Garfield was my review.
Fair.
I was like not into it at first, but got into it. But it's definitely not a fun ride.
No.
That movie, but it's a good one. I then finally sat down and watched Venom: The Last Dance. I had not done so yet. 1.5 stars. In the end, Venom's biggest enemy was plot structure. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I liked the first Venom, didn't mind the second one that much. But no, this one was just bad.
I like the first. I think the first Venom is underrated.
It is. The
The
first
second
Venom's
one I
really
don't
good.
like.
Second one like gets started and ends in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like anything happens.
Yeah.
Then I watched Heretic, the 2024
I like that
Hugh
one.
Grant. Yeah, my review says no notes. Hugh Grant masterclass.
No notes. Yeah.
That movie was incredible. And then I decided to keep a perfectly good evening going last night after Mickey 17 by getting home and watching Kraven the Hunter as it's out on Netflix. And let me tell you, it's not, if you compare it to every other Sony movie we've gotten recently, like Venom: Last Dance, Madam Web, Morbius, blah, blah, it's miles better than all of those. Is it fantastic? Is it great? Is it an important piece of art in the world?
No.
But it is not, and I'm here to make this claim definitively. It is not bad.
It's not good.
I was going to say, Dason, Landon heavily disagrees on you with this.
It's not bad.
I give it 2 stars, which to me,
I'm
think
seeing
is,
a 4.
You do see 4.
Which
You see 4.
I saw that too, and I was shocked.
We had.
We thought higher of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will defend Joker 2 on this podcast, but not
not
Craven.
Craven.
And listen, I will
We
defend
draw the
Joker
line
2 with the
somewhere.
best of them. But listen, Craven. Listen, I did not mind. I thought the action sequences were cool. Very standard, like machinist plot. It moved forward very stagnantly. Whatever.
It feels like such a prologue.
It does. The structure is strange. I'll give you that for sure. Where it does feel like you get about 50 minutes into it and then the film starts, but it's actually almost over at that point.
Ariana DeBose is there, and that is all I can say for her.
Yes.
There's zero character development, and it makes no sense. I think there's a lot of issues, but I agree it's not Madam Web bad.
Yeah.
It's not Morbius bad.
Like it was watchable to me. Will I ever watch it again? Maybe one day. I don't think so. But it was watchable to me where at the end of it I was like, all right. That wasn't bad.
Okay. Fair. I disagree, but fair.
I do say I will say I wish they would have introduced the Chameleon as a third act villain. They're obviously attempting to set him up for a sequel movie that is
It's
now
never going to happen. Yeah.
Never.
Chameleon, very cool character in the comics and had some cool things set up in the movie. If they would have used him as a third act villain, if I had to change the movie, a lot would be done with the structure for sure. But yeah, I did not hate my experience watching it.
I see. Well, mine is surprisingly stacked for the amount of things that I've been doing. But so the last time I was here, I mentioned watching Cabaret. I followed this up about a week later by showing my girlfriend Pride and Prejudice, which apparently I like much more than she did. And I was like, I think we just need to watch it again.
That solves everything.
I think
Watch it until you like it.
Watch it until you like it. Okay, if you can hear me, that's the plan. There are a few movies I'm like, I don't care if you don't like it as much as me. Pride and Prejudice is where I draw the line. You have to like this one.
Yeah, I agree.
So 5 stars as always. My review was simply, I forgot I'm not on Letterboxd. When may I call you Mrs. Darcy?
Okay.
Oh yes.
That's
Death Race 2000. I watched in class, and I want to know what the blurbs were because I'll have written the short stuff. The web version of this app is crazy. 2-Lane Blacktop's Not So Serious Cousin, or The Class Clown. That is Death Race 2000. Kind of a weird science fiction movie from the 70s with weird, like, echoey political messages, not unlike Mickey 17. There's a shot of the main character who has been shot pumping his arm in a low angle towards the sky that kind of haunts me because it's very evocative of maybe a political image from last year. And so that was a whole thing. The president had just been shot in the movie. So anyways, in the heat of the night, I rewatched, because I have to watch a lot of Sidney Poitier movies now. I rewatched Conclave. Like I said on the podcast, I think it's the best parts of Angels and Demons, but with no Illuminati.
Yeah, good point.
And then I watched a John Wayne movie where he is a airline co-pilot named Whistling Dan. The film is called The High and the Mighty.
I read your review for this. It intrigued me.
Carry on for folks that don't like action and enjoy whistling music. So anyways, he just like whistles the whole time. It's his first flight after he's like gone on a sabbatical because he was recreationally flying, crashed, and his wife and son died. And there's a shot of him crawling out of the wreckage with a teddy bear that's on fire. And there's all these people on the plane, and they're like, you get all these really weird backstories.
That's
and
wild.
It's all this like 1950s melodrama.
Oh boy.
And racism and misogyny, of course.
Oh.
Yeah.
And because they're flying back to San Francisco from Hawaii, and they lose an engine. And so the movie is them trying to figure out a way to like get the plane to land back in San Francisco. And so whether that's ejecting stuff, it's a disaster movie that is 2.5 hours long, and about an hour and 50 minutes of that is simply just people talking about their lives. So all exposition.
I have to say, I forgot about something that I watched in class today. Bus Stop, starring Marilyn Monroe, obviously. This movie is like everything like wrong with society at that point. It is a Western, and this character, Bo, shows up and he meets Marilyn Monroe, and he's like, I'm just going to marry you. And then she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yeah, we're getting married tomorrow. She's like, no. He shows up at her house the next day, continuing this thing of, I'm going to marry you, continues to harass her about it. Then she's running away to California because she's like, I'm getting away from this crazy guy. She's getting on the bus. He lassos her, a literal lasso, picks her up, carries her onto his bus, and they drive off. She gets literally kidnapped. And the end of the film is her being like, I just didn't think I deserved love. That's why I was running. But he kidnapped her. Literally. And everybody knew it. Everybody was like, stop.
That is crazy.
But the end of the film is like they get together. And I'm like, this is unhinged.
It's like the piano all over again.
Dude.
Anyways, the last thing I've watched was Once. So the film that Landon and I, and Dason actually, were working on over the past couple of weeks is my thesis project for my MFA degree. But it's sort of a musical heavily inspired stylistically by Once. And so after making the film and feeling awkward about maybe some stuff that didn't turn out, looking as professional as it could have been, I went back and watched Once and was reminded of the fact that we were actually aiming for a vibe and hit the vibe. Because we shot something which aesthetically is much more appeasing than Once.
Yeah,
Once is a very ugly movie.
Take that Once.
It's a fantastic music video, though. I think I saw a Letterboxd review that was like, no plot, just a series of like unstaged music videos. And I'm like, yep, that's what this movie is, and I don't care. It's great.
Sure.
Yeah, so shout out John Carney.
Yeah. Love John Carney.
We do love John Carney. I don't know if Dason likes John Carney. I know you said you hadn't seen Once. Have you seen any of his other films?
Name some of them.
Begin Again.
Begin Again.
Sing Street.
Flora and Son.
Flora and Son.
There's one other one which I think you would be interested in. It is called On the Edge, and it stars Cillian Murphy. 2001.
I need to see that one.
I feel like I've seen that, but
God, look at his eyes.
Remember.
They're so blue.
They
I feel like
are.
I've seen that. I do want to see that. It's the boy.
I found out that apparently Murphy was supposed to be the busker guy in Once, but he quit the project because he didn't want to work with non-actors.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and also because he felt like he couldn't sing in the same way that Hansard was singing, because Hansard was writing the songs regardless.
Right.
And a non-actor who was brought on. But no, very interesting history of production for that film.
Tell him to get his bag.
Yeah. Anyhow, that's what we've been watching. That's what we've been doing.
Yep.
If you're interested in the film, stay tuned to the social media channels. I'm sure I'll be posting about it as I complete that. It's featuring original music by both myself and Dason, so we've got some stuff coming in it.
Ooh.
And cinematography mixed up by your boy Landon.
Yeah.
Woo.
So
Exciting stuff.
I don't have anything else, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
And this was great. Thank you for letting me show that I do not understand how years work and discuss a wonderful movie. I had a great time.
Yeah. Had a good time too. Anyway. Bye.